Today, we're going to be using a delay pedal to see if that can help us add sustain to our tone and back off the saturation of the gain channel of an amplifier. So let's get into this. Today, I'm using the Runt 20 by Friedman, a Marshall 412 1960 cabinet. I'm using the Acid Reflux, a pedal I bought about a year ago that I liked so much that I ordered a second one, and I ordered in custom green, and my Paul Reed Smith 594. Now, I want to show you what I'm talking about. So right now, I don't have the delay on. But one thing I want to point out about the delay that's really interesting, go ahead, is that it's really transparent. So here's my overdrive sound. What you'll notice is I'll hit a chord. You cannot hear it come in and out. It doesn't add any bass or treble. It doesn't make it sound warmer, darker, or brighter. It doesn't add gain by pushing signal. It's very transparent, so I like that it doesn't affect the sound. So once I have a sound I like, all this is going to do is add some delay to that. So let me show you what I mean. So I have the gain now at a pretty decent amount, not at 10 by any means, but a pretty decent amount. And I want to show you why I think a lot of us use distortion, as like training wheels, right? Because in other words, we use it to help us sustain notes. So I'll play a passage here, a lick. Now, if I run the gain back to the spot where I like, smoother, I like it, but I notice I have to work a little harder to keep the note in place. In other words, to make it sustain, and it's a little more absent from the foreground, right? It's in the background a little bit more. So by adding the delay, which I use just for reference, I use the delay knob set to max, I use the mix control set at 8 o'clock, and I use the feedback control at 10 o'clock. And what's great about that is I could literally super glue those knobs in position there. They stay there all the time, and I leave the pedal on all the time. Now, the same lick, for reference, the same lick with the distortion. So here's the distortion, no delay. Here's what you got. Okay, so let's back that off. And now hear the same lick with less gain, but the delay added. And I like that. To me, it's just a little bit of overdrive. It's sweet, it's warm, and like I said, the delay lets me hang those notes just for a little while. The other thing I like it for is chords, where some players say delay can make your chords muddy or undefined, and they're not wrong. However, one of the things I've noticed is sometimes I would prefer to have a delay pedal with less gain than have higher gain structure when playing chords. So I'm going to give you the example of both. This is the lower gain setting with the delay playing some chords. Okay, we'll turn the delay off and we're going to run the gain back up, and that same progression, this is what it sounds like with more gain to get that sustain back. And now reverb, I find, does the same thing, and so does compression. You can use either one of these three effects, and I do, to advance this kind of sound. In other words, get this kind of lower gain, but really kind of smooth sustain. And I always experiment with it. What I try to do is try to set the gain as low as I can possibly tolerate for playing, not for sound. Sound-wise, I always love it when there's less gain. However, playing, it's really hard to pull those techniques out without some gain to help that sustain. So the delay helps me. And I found compression will do the same thing, but it usually adds more noise, and the delay is more subtle. Now, some of you might ask, how does the delay sound with clean? And I'll finish it up with that. This is now set to the clean channel. Delay is set the same way. I haven't done anything different. We'll just play those same chords. beautiful. All right, guys. As always, I want to thank you for your time and know your gear.